Hi guys, it's Santiago here. I am on location at the Sioux Falls Corn Maze, although technically I think we're in Brandon, South Dakota. Just went through the maze a little bit ago with my good friend Tim Martin. We got lost for a little bit, but we made our way through. We solved the puzzle, and now we are here making our way out. So this is going to be installment number 3 of my series on the World Cup for Qatar 2022. And before I dive into the content of this video, there's a few things I want to say for housekeeping and announcements. One of them is that this video is my first video in about 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks, and a couple reasons that is the case. One reason is because with my predictions video, it was so large, it took me a little bit longer to upload than I thought, just a few difficulties there, but we got her figured out, we got her taken care of, so that video is up. And then another reason would be I ran the Twin Cities Marathon last weekend, so I was out of town, but here we are getting back into the series. Thanks for those of you who have been following and who have patiently waited, so here it is. All right, so a couple announcements in the soccer world. The last FIFA World Ranking Index came out recently, and in that, it's basically, for those of you who don't know, it's a world ranking, basically kind of a meter of how the teams stack up against one another. And in that ranking, not too many changes near the top of the podium. Brazil's still number 1. They also distanced themselves from Belgium and Argentina a little bit. But one of the key things I found is that Italy recently passed Spain for number 6 on the index. So just thought I'd mention that. Also, some of the international competitions that have been going on recently. I think Brazil did a few friendlies recently, a couple with Tunisia and Ghana, won both of those. Also, Germany and England, I believe in the UEFA Nations League, if I'm not mistaken, they played each other at Wembley in London, had an interesting 3-3 draw that was 0-0 at the half, and then in the second half, the scoring let loose and both teams scored 3 goals in the second half, so it was a neat game. I was hoping Germany would have won that game, but still a 3-3 draw at England. I guess not the worst results. So what I'm going to be doing in this video is just sharing a few things about the country of Qatar, the history, the culture, the geography. I've got about 10 facts or so that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. Almost all of these are totally new to me. I knew very little about the country of Qatar before doing an internet search on it myself. So I've got my fact sheet here to make sure I've got all the information correct. So the country of Qatar as we know it today was established in 1878. So been around for over 100 years. The capital city is Doha. The languages that are spoken are Arabic primarily, but also English is a pretty widely spoken language in Qatar. The ruling structure of the country politically is hereditary monarchy. Also, the total area of the country is 11,581 square kilometers, or 4,471 square miles. The population is almost 3 million people, about 2,800,000. The currency is the Qatari rial, as far as their money is concerned. This fact I found really interesting. The Human Development Index of Qatar, or basically their standard of living compared to the rest of the world, they're ranked 42nd in the world on the HDI. Surprisingly, a fairly well-developed country, although in some ways I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because they're really close to the United Arab Emirates, and I do know that that is a very well-developed country. So maybe not as surprising as I thought, but it did shock me a little bit. Also, the main religion there is Islam. I believe about 65% of the people in Qatar practice Islam. And then it only borders 2 countries. It borders Saudi Arabia by land, and then by sea, by the Persian Gulf, it borders Bahrain. So those are just a few facts. Almost all of those things were new to me. So hope that was maybe new to some of you guys as well as we get ready for the World Cup. going to be starting in about a month and a half here. So I want to thank Tim Martin for filming this video. He's going to come out and join me right now. Thanks for joining me, Tim. So for those of you who haven't, feel free to like my YouTube channel. Also feel free to comment on my videos. Let me know what you're enjoying about them. Let me know where I'm dead off and dead wrong. Also subscribe to my channel. And the next installment is hopefully going to be in about a week or so about how this Qatar World Cup is going to be a very different World Cup. So until then, take care.